And we are back with a beautiful, unique matchup on one side of the board, not the other side. But we are back with a Nami player, actually, this time in round 6. Beautifully done so. And it's just going to be quite an interesting match. Definitely, this is going to be a Nami, as you can see, versus a Sakazuki. Now, in this case, we've seen this match before in Montreal. It was quite interesting in itself then. It is going to be interesting now. Now, for people who don't know what Nami does, this deck is basically solitaire. All you do is get rid of cards out of your deck, and by the ruling of Nami, you win. That's all you got to do. Now, is it seem that simple? Absolutely not. And as you can tell, when you have cards like Kaya that you draw to, trash to, you kind of get there quicker. And Sanji's Pilaf, as we just seen with Nami, you're going to also draw to. So, honestly, leads off to a great start. This is really of a good match right here. So, definitely, I'm interested to see what Sakazuki does here with Victor running the helm on this versus Lee's Nami. But, as you can see, Lee's already to a great start. The Kaya and the Sanji Pilaf to basically draw 4. But we're going to go ahead and see the 5k swing from Saka and Mr. Bones to discard. Finishing off with the Saka ability to draw 1, trash 1. Now we're back to the Nami player here. They are going to be at 5 Don. So, quite a bit of options here. You've seen actually more recently, another Sanji's Pilaf is crazy. Let's talk about that real quick. But I've been seeing a lot of interesting builds with Nami. There's been a lot more cards that came out in EBO1, specifically like Impel Down cards that have helped assist with drawing more cards out of hand at the end of turn if you have a particular amount in hand, as well as cards such as what's the word I'm looking for? I'm so sorry. Basically, there's been a lot more of slight blue support. Now, O6 brought about White Snake, which boosts your leader by 1,000 and helps you draw a card. So there's cards like that and events like that. But there's also been some people deciding to run Gravity Blade to help control the tempo of the opponent's board. That way, Nami can preserve life and still get some counters and stuff going on, basically to mitigate the number of swings towards it. So I've been seeing a lot more interesting things in that regard. So let's see how Lee decides to run this matchup here. And then obviously with Saka is doing Saka things, and that's just, you know, same thing, different day. That's the best way I could go about it. But definitely Saka is trying its best to maintain a board presence. Victor's doing very good with that. You see the Bernu. You see, actually, I'm sorry, the double Bernu to probably get some cheap swings in. I wouldn't be shocked if we see that in just a moment. But definitely is doing quite a bit of a good job of getting those cards out of deck quite aggressively. Still while maintaining 5 life at that. Which, that's another thing with this deck, is that typically a more style of how you see Nami play against other players is that life that Victor has is going to stay there. Quite rarely do you ever see a Nami player, unless they're going with some different alternative win condition to their original game plan of swinging for game. More times than not, they don't care about your life. Nami's going to sit there and just go, okay, I'm going to play solitaire and defend myself while you try to take my life away. And that life you have over there, that's basically just 4 or 5 cards out of your deck that you're never going to see. So hopefully there's something good there. But as we just saw right here, you just saw a Brick Fist being played to bounce back that Kaya that shockingly, I'm not going to lie, Victor has not gotten rid of, which honestly is about to pay for it quite literally in a little bit, because that's just a good card you really want to keep reusing as much as possible as a Nami player, to be able to just bounce back to hand and just play again, to keep drawing two, trashing two. It's just so good. It's so simple of a turn game changer for sure. So definitely kudos to Lee for that one. Now we're seeing that one down played for the Desert Spada. That's not a card as you see quite often in Nami. Desert Spada has the ability to, it's basically a 2K, but it also has that second effect to stack the top three, which is really, really good. And in this case, Lee actually put it to the bottom, which is something to notate. And a lot of people, this makes the difference between Nami players and people who are just trying Nami for the first time. That's something kind of pivotal that you wanted to see, because Nami players more times than not will stack the top of their stack the top of their deck once again. But in this case, with Lee knowing that he's going to trash those cards, he put them to the bottom because he wants to now know when it comes to the last 10 to 15 cards. I wonder what those cards are. He knows what they are already. He ordered them in a way to where it benefits him the most. So in this case, Impel All-Stars is a beautiful trigger to start off with. That has a trigger to draw two. So yeah, honestly, this is just smally peeping the amount of times it's been milled. Yeah, it leads to a great start here is what it seems like. And Victor is definitely trying his best to go aggressively, but that is the first light that he's taken here. And we do see the Rebecca playing out the Suro. Sorry, not Suro. Tashigi to search off and get some more bodies on board. That's definitely what you want to go for here. Because the biggest thing with going into Nami is you want to swing tall and wide, preferably. That's the strategy for sure. So building up that board is what you want to do here. But Nami is definitely sitting pretty with the number of cards in hand being at 6, as well as 4 life. Honestly, yeah, this is looking pretty good for Nami, not gonna lie to you here. And especially with a deck like Sakazuki, where half their deck is bottom decking, that would hurt you as a Nami player. But more times than not, depending on what that card is, they kind of want to pop it. And we're going back to Nami's turn here, still having that 4 life, still having what I believe is 6 cards in hand. This is definitely something of interest. And we saw that Nami swinging, getting blocked by the Rebecca. Question is, do we see that Kai that was bounced back start being brutally manipulated to help out here? In a perfect world, it'd be a Kaya bounce, but instead we're going to start off with another Sanji's peel-off. I believe that is the 3rd, possibly out of 4. And yeah, man, that's a lot of cards in hand. That's a lot of Dawn to pass on to. That is 8 Dawn with the full hand. Definitely, I don't want to say something scary, but it's definitely something that it's about to be pretty quirky in just a little bit here for sure. I want to see that Gecko played out. Interesting. Now, with that, I think it'd be quite interesting considering the fact that Lee has nothing played out. Something is definitely... Yeah, Whitesnake definitely will draw you that card and make your leader plus 1,000 for the turn, which doesn't seem like a lot, but that basically just makes your basically that makes her Nami Edward Newgate. That's the best way to say that. It makes it Whitebeard. And now we're gonna see that Gecko finally put in work there. And we're going to go ahead and see some cards being trashed from the top. That was a Crocodile, believe it or not, and another Kaya. Crocodile is also a very good tech card. A lot of people have been deciding to throw into Nami, which is definitely something I agree upon. It has the ability to, what a Dawn attached, make all of your blue cost events -1. So in a deck like Nami, where you have a lot of ones, or you have a lot of 2 cost events, or even a Deathwing that is a 3 cost, having it milled down to 1 to basically get free 1 cost event from hand, 2 1 cost, my fault, a 2 6k Deathwing, like that's really, really good. It seems like not a lot, but it's definitely something that is really, really, really good. So definitely a good deck choices for both players for sure. Seeing the Brook from the Victor on his side of the field is also something I have yet to see in a Saka build, but I have to respect it. That is actually really, really good combo, being the on play as well as the when attacking. So it's essentially how OP01 Nico Robin used to be, where you play it out. It doesn't have the on play, granted, but it's something that like you have to start getting rid of this, or it's going to start doing something, kind of thing. So definitely is a good tech choice. And Lee putting out that white snake from grave, just as a reminder to his opponent that like my leader is, you know, an additional 1k. Good sportsmanship on that behalf. Now we're gonna see another swing happen here. The question is he gonna take another life, or we're gonna see another white snake there? That's drawn is gonna make your leader 7k for the turn. Yeah, that's when you have it, you have it. And we're going to see the Mr. Bones being discarded as well to save that life just a little bit more. And truthfully, Lee's doing quite a good job with preserving life to the best of their ability. Honestly. And I believe that is a pass on to back to Lee from Victor. Very good turn for Victor. Trying to apply that pressure and get some cards out of hand while building up some board presence still. It's very, very good on behalf of the Sakazuki player, trying to build that board and have some more bodies that Nami just has to start getting rid of, truthfully. So now we're going to finally see that Kaya that was bounced earlier being brought back, drawing 2 and trashing 2 cards. And we're going to go ahead and see the Zeph being trashed, as well as a Deathwing. Interestingly enough, Zeph is very, very good of a card as well, but we're going to go ahead and see a second Kaya there. Jeez, that's the third one that we've seen. And it's looking quite interesting there. So we're going to go ahead and see All-Stars being discarded as well. That deck is looking very, very thin here. We could possibly see a conclusion coming very, very shortly. A third Kaya is crazy. I believe that is all 4. One was trashed just a minute ago in the following turn there. So honestly, yeah, it's it is looking very, very, very scarce here. Now the question is, how do you end your turn on this? He does have still quite a bit of Dawn left there, approximately 7. Question is, Do you swing to something on board? Yeah, it's looking very bare there. Life's looking very bare. Your opponent has 7 Dawn active, 3 cards in hand, and 4 life. It is it's scary. This is what Nami can do, and honestly, it's a deck you have to respect. And this Nami is the equivalent, I think, of a more aggressive Whitebeard, and I only say that in the sense of that Whitebeard has to build some type of board and start swinging towards you, and then it plays defensive, but it's on the clock. Nami just goes, I don't care what you really do. I'm playing solitaire. I'm just playing with the deck by myself. You're kind of just here because you need to be here, but like triple Kaya, let me draw 6, trash 6. And it's looking a little crazy. But we're going to see a greater... Ooh, that was not a greater option. I apologize. That was to bottom deck. Interestingly enough, that's definitely something you want to start doing as Sakazuki, is bottom decking as many cards as you can. I know that we've seen cards finally being played out on these behalf. Victor is doing the best that he can to get those cards back to the bottom of the deck to fill up the deck so that they don't deck out. And that's what we see here with the second bottom deck Kaya, which is, oof, it's doing its job. That's exactly what we need to see here. And then we're going to see that Brook swing there, popping the Kaya. And yeah, that Brook is doing exactly what it needs to do there. I can't even be mad at that one. And we see that Love Mellow to go ahead and draw a card there. Still have 5 Dawn left with 3 cards still in hand. Another swing is going to be occurring here. Are we going to see another Love? Yeah, we do. We see another Love drawing once again. Still with 3 cards in hand. Still with 3 Dawn active. Are we going to see some 1-drops being thrown out here to start milling the top? Oh, we see 2. The third Love Mellow is crazy. Man, Lee is actually seeing every card he needs to see right now. Triple Kaya, triple Love. Ah, man, that's wow, that should be studied. That's a true Nami hand right there. He needs to go play the lottery after this one. And we see another swing happening right there. Lee's kind of thinking there is 1 Dawn left active. Do we see a 1-cost event like Gavel being played out here? Desert Spada, interestingly enough. I wouldn't put it past me if Lee decides to put this at the bottom of his deck. Yep, knowing now that those Kayas, those double Kayas, are probably biting Victor back right now. Considering the fact that now that they're not at the bottom of the deck, they're basically in the middle of that small pile. Just draw 1. Or play 1 to draw 1. Or draw 2, trash 2, and then just do it again. So yeah, man, this is woof. This is looking very bare. So we see the draw happening here. The question is, does he have it? 6 cards in deck, man. That's true. You gotta show up with that. You have to show up with that. 6 cards in hands, I can imagine. Both Vic and Lee are really doing their best to not be on the edge of the seat with this decision. This is quite a pivotal point in regards to the final straw here, because with the board that's being presented over there from Victor's side, that's a beautiful Sakazuki board. Just having so many bodies that every single one of them are going to have you get some type of card out of your hand. So, and that's what we see there is a discard for oof. Now finishing with 10 Dawn left and what is 6 cards left in deck. I mean, honestly, it just takes a good 2 mil, and it's about GG's from there, honestly. Yeah. So let's see if these numbers can be sequenced correctly on Victor's behalf to get for lethal here. Because if not, this is it's a long match, but it was a beautiful one at that, and it would be the winner to Lee if, you know, Victor does not sequence this correctly. And by sequencing, I do mean the number of Dons that you want to swing for against Nami. In this case, you've seen those snakes being played out already, so you know you don't necessarily have to worry about Nami being a 6K leader. So numbers to swing for would be 9, 7, and 9s, you know, or above if you can. So definitely it's quite a bit of interesting. Like, he has enough cards. He can do it, man. I don't know. It's looking a little grim over here for our Saka player. Are we gonna see another Saka loss? I don't know about y'all, but double peel off in life. I don't believe so, chat. And I only say that because if I remember correctly, he played 3 peel offs. He could have 1 left in life. Ooh, bottom deck of 4 or less. 5 or less. So that's that Kuzan. Get him bottom decked. That's 1 less swinger. But that gravity blade, see, a lot of people are deciding to do that. Gravity blade to mitigate the number of threats to life as you know, continue to play solitaire. But we're going to go ahead and see that perfect number of 9 swing right there. He does have 10 Don, so obviously he has something here he can do. The question is, what is he going to do? So we're going to go ahead and see that Gavel trashing another card, which is another Gravity Blade. Trashing top 2. There's a Kaya right there. And trashing 1 additional counter. Now he has 2 cards in hand, 1 life, and he has 4 cards in deck. So truthfully, if he cannot get these swings through, it is GG's. And really, it really comes down to that last life. That last life can be pivotal. Because if it is a Sanji's peel off, if it's that 4th one, Sanji's peel off along with the counter, it's a GG's. Ooh, Brick Fist. What are we bouncing back? Are we bouncing back another swing? Oh, wow. He is really getting lucky with this life here. Now the rest of that Dawn is about to be attached onto the Brook and swinging here. Does he have the counter here? Does he have a Death Wink? Does he have a Gavel? Oh, no, he doesn't have enough there. GG's. Definitely a good close match on Nami's behalf, and definitely a good match on Victor's behalf. It's definitely been a good game on both sides. I honestly couldn't have seen a more better matchup being done on both players' behalves. Definitely kudos to both of them for getting it this far in this round, up to round 6. But definitely beautiful match here. Having that Nami get down to 4 cards and having Sakazuki, even through the adversity of having 2 cards removed from field, 1 bounced to hand and 1 being bottom decked, and still coming out on top. That was such a good match on both players' behalf. So definitely kudos to both players. Definitely congratulations to not Vargas. I apologize to Victor for the win. So with that being said, we will be back shortly with a round 7 for sure. So without further ado, stay tuned. We'll be back. Try to find you some newer matches. We haven't seen an NL today. What's up, NL? You supposed to show up to the barbecue. You're not showing up. So we're going to go try to find an NL top tables. And with all that being said, we will be back. So stay tuned.